My name is Pablo Gabata. I'm a dual degree student, and I have distinct pleasure to introduce Kate Voshell. She brings a lighthearted attitude and humor combined with razor-sharp wit and intellect to all she does. Inspired by her work with vulnerable communities in designing dignified, affordable housing, Kate came to Presidio Graduate School to amplify her impact on housing sustainability. Along the way, she developed a passion for and commitment to the idea that equity is the foundation of sustainability. Her capstone explores a proposal to promote economic equity and, by extension, sustainability in San Francisco. Please welcome my friend Kate.
Good evening. Hello. Despite having a name that's synonymous with progressivism, San Francisco has a big economic inequality problem. Looking at conventional metrics, San Francisco's economy seems to be robust. Robust growth in wages, low unemployment, but that provides a very misleading picture. Looking at the distribution of incomes, we find that the top income earners are earning over 16 times those in the bottom 20%. And what's even worse, if you look at progress over time, our most vulnerable citizens are losing income while our top citizens are still thriving. I'm here to present a vision of economic growth that generates opportunities that allow all of our residents to thrive. Looking at a map of San Francisco, it becomes evident that inequalities live and thrive within neighborhood boundaries. The light yellow there are the areas in which low median incomes are concentrated, which overlaps with high unemployment and low educational attainment. These are also neighborhoods that have high concentrations of residents of color. These inequalities are not accidents of geography, but are instead a result of decades of policies that have been designed to exclude residents, especially residents of color, from having an impact on their economic, environmental, and social opportunities. Policies like redlining, which spurred the disinvestment from many, many neighborhoods, and the legacy is still felt today. Under the Federal Highway Act, highway structures and disinvestment in public transportation cut residents off from opportunities, resources, and jobs. And freeway emissions, combined with zoning regulations that concentrate high-polluting industries in low-income neighborhoods, have led to poor health outcomes, with some neighborhoods experiencing respiratory problems at twice the San Francisco average rate. But to reverse these barriers to access and opportunity that are a result of strategic top-down policies will require strategic bottom-up economic development formulations. The city of San Francisco is committed to providing opportunities for all of their residents. And under the current structure, they provide grants to our robust network of community organizations to provide workforce development, education, and technical assistance to connect individuals with jobs in the city-determined priority industries. But there are a couple of problems with that. Number one, the city priorities don't always align with the needs and desires of communities in which they operate. Secondly, by focusing on connecting an individual with a job, it limits the ability for organizations to coordinate efforts to create innovative employment opportunities. And lastly, it impacts accountability. There's no way for communities to hold these programs accountable to their unique needs. There is another vision, though. Community-based economic development efforts empower communities to create visions that are rooted in a specific community's goals, values, and assets. The San Francisco Community Assets Initiative seeks to encourage residents to come together to account for all of the things that make their neighborhood great, whether it's the things that they love, whether it's the things that they bring to, the unique values they bring to the table from an economic standpoint, and to, in essence, crowdsourcing the task of cataloging a community's potential to the people who know it best. Under this program, the Office of Economic and Workforce Development will divert a portion of its grant funding to fund community benefit organizations to help develop neighborhood scorecards for their neighborhoods. These scorecards will encourage community members to identify their assets, such as a vibrant arts community, to help prioritize their values, such as clean air and respiratory health. And lastly, to make concrete goals in terms of their economic development. For example, hyper-local jobs that do not require residents to spend hours on public transportation to get to their job opportunities. These neighborhood scorecards will be developed all over the city with a standardized format. And those scorecards will then be placed on SF Open Data, where they can be aggregated, where they can be available to city agencies, organizations, and individuals to help include community voices in programmatic development. For example, these data sets can be combined with other economic and demographic data sets to help organizations coordinate resources, skills, and funding to come up with innovative solutions that not just reflect community values, but also provide employment and reduce barriers. The data sets can be aggregated with other neighborhood data sets as a way to identify overall city synergies and help community organizations advocate for shifts in priorities at the city hall level. And lastly, the information available on these scorecards in these data sets will help communities be able to evaluate economic development programs in reference to their specific needs and advocate for programs that have the best chance of success in their neighborhoods. Now, in order for this program to be successful, I need partners, organizations who have deep roots in their communities to do things like help with resource requirements, whether it's human resources, financial, or temporal. Also, help with structuring the grant RFP, organizational qualifications, process, and deliverables. Definitely need partners with organizations who are experienced in data to help with data collection standards and also to make sure that data sets are compatible with other sets on open data. And lastly, we need organizations who have roots not just in the community, but strong relationships with the city to help advocate for the adoption and implementation of this program. The Community Assets Initiative is not a silver bullet. There are still fundamental structural barriers to opportunity that need to be addressed. But with it, we are attempting to focus, amplify the efforts that the great work that you're doing in your community by providing you the tools for your community members to succeed. So please join me so that we can leverage our people, our resources, and our vision toward a more equitable San Francisco. Thank you.